for tomorrow.
From the commercial city of Onitsha comes Udala Radio 104.7 FM, the voice of the region, where authentic news and entertainment meet. Udala Radio 104.7 FM, seriously authentic.
Odala majago, wagulido, moliba Odala majago, mwagenti, Odala FM, Odala majago. Now 104.7 corner Floko Odala majago. Current affairs is best entertainment in the police. Odala majago. 104.7 kind of Odala majago. That's Rosie. FM, seriously authentic. When the stakes are high, the debates get hotter. When the issues demand clarity, we bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Odala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
You're welcome back. It's still Crossfire on Odala 104.7 FM on Nature Live. And remember, you can visit our social media handles. We've taken some comments on our Facebook, and we also want to do so on our YouTube. And remember, here is more like mini Anambra Decides. That's what we are doing here. You know, in fact, from time before you know it, we are going to rename the program Anambra Decides, and we have people talk about what they will do for the Anambra. And we are privileged this morning to have the Secretary to Anambra State Government and also the Director General Soludo Ibezim Campaign Organization here with us. And we also have this announced in different platforms, and he's here with us this morning. Let's quickly introduce the SSG to the government of Anambra State and also the campaign director general, Soludo Ibezim Campaign Organization, Professor Solo Chupulobelo. Very soft-spoken man. It's my pleasure to welcome you this very morning.
Thank you, Olisa.
You came all the way from Oka
Yes.
down to Odala FM.
Yes.
And
yes.
since the inauguration of the campaign council, you've not been to any place, but you decided to be here with us this morning.
Yes, it's very. I think the campaign has come to a stage where we need to be able to dominate the airwaves in Anambra. Today is exactly 6 weeks to the election.
6 weeks.
Yes, we've been pounding the ground. The governor has been campaigning quite extensively, visiting markets and the rest of them. But there are people you can only reach through the medium like this.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm here.
Okay.
I will also appear on some other radio stations.
All right. Thank you so much. We want to ask, why hasn't the campaign council flagged off the campaigns? We've had other parties, they have flagged the campaigns off, but ABGA has not flagged off its own campaign. What we have is the inauguration of campaign council, but not the flag of why.
Well, I think it's very important to realize what has happened in Anambra with this election. It is very unusual that you see not just the candidate of a party being, if you like, endorsed or adopted by the 3 senatorial zones in mega rallies. We had one in the North Senatorial Zone, another by the Central Senatorial Zone, and then the South Senatorial Zone. And these were mega rallies. And in addition to that, you had communities coming together to adopt Mr. Governor. You probably be seeing a lot of the billboards. Anambra has decided the solution must continue. So with such very massive mega rallies, if you watch the one that the Central Senatorial Zone did in Ekweme sometime in, I believe it was in July, it was massive. So what's the point again? So therefore we had to review, the dimension of the campaign. Less now, because when you have these mega rallies, it's parties talking to themselves.
Okay.
So the real voters are in the villages, in the markets, and the rest of them. The rest of the things we do is to get the party, energize the party, have a good feel factor. But the people you need to take the messages to are in the communities. And that's why, having done those 3 senatorial rallies, and some communities also adopting Mr. Governor as their candidate for the communities, as it were, then what was the point? We would do a mega
flag off.
No, not flag off. Grand finale.
Grand finale. So
yes.
There is no flag off. There will be grand finale.
The flag offs have happened.
Oh, they have happened.
Many flag offs. the people took it by themselves.
They took it by themselves.
Yes, say Mr. Governor. And you see what has happened. He now has a title given to him by Oluwatuegu. It was a market woman that looked at him when he was shopping in a local market. Said,
so not something the government conceived.
No. It was spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Yes,
a market woman.
A market woman. Just like another market woman said, So when people speak from the heart, it's not made up. It's not, if you like, the image maker sitting down and trying to find something that resonates. But these are coming from the heart.
From the hearts.
Of the ordinary people.
All right, I want to ask you, because you were once in this role in 2021,
yes,
where you saw to the emergence of Governor Soludo, but this time it was 19/21. Before that time, we had 21/21. So what's the expectation now?
The expectation now, we'll do 21/21. We are not complacent. We'll do 21/21. But we're actually competing against ourselves now.
Against
ourselves?
How?
How? Because there are 326 wards in
Anambra State.
There are 5,700 plus polling units. Okay? Our aim is to win 326 wards.
326 wards.
wards.
The entire wards.
The entire wards. And Well, maybe concede to the opposition a few polling units.
Oh, because give them few polling units, but win the entire
We
three.
will win the entire 300.
Are you going to win based on performance of the governor? Are you going to win based on your reach, the grassroots support? Are you going to win based on the goodwill of the people? Are you going to win based on just mouth making?
No, exclude the last sentence you just made, based on mouth making. No, every other thing you said is why we win the 320. Exclude the mouth making.
Do you think the governor has performed?
He has performed. Every person says that he has performed incredibly well.
Every person.
Every person. Even, I'll tell you, some of the so-called opposition politicians.
Yeah.
I have friends in.
Some of them, okay.
I have friends across the political divide in Anambra. One APC, a very major APC, said, look, we know that Soludo has done well and deserves to continue. But the point is that there is hunger.
There is hunger
among the party people. And I said, well, that's come and talk to us. The progressives are working together. The oppositions know that this is a foregone election, but we're not taking it for granted, because we're running this election as if we are the underdogs. So all those things you said, is it because he's done well? Yes, he's done very well. If you want to go through during this,
we are going to go through that.
The various things he's done. The people have seen it for themselves too. The party has, you see, when a party goes into election very united, it's difficult, and the governor or the candidate has done very well. You have all the ingredients for a victory, as it were. This time, resounding victory. Remember that a few weeks ago, precisely on August 16th, there were two consequential or significant by-elections. One was the South Senatorial by-election, and the other one was on Nature North Constituency by-election. Okay? And some people, the oppositions have built them as a kind of mock exam. You know, in mock, when students go from before they do the main exam, they do mock.
They do mock exam.
You know, I said, okay, you made this to be mock. We'll teach you some serious.
So you're not even minding the allegations of vote buying, vote selling,
what is vote buying? You see, I don't understand this. When they say vote buying, people are not stupid. You think you can buy people's conscience when they know you are not performing.
Oh.
Okay, there's nothing like that. People came and expressed their if you like, their preferences. That's the point. So, and why would you do that? The governor said, I would rather spend the money I have in Anambra and continue working. He's still working.
He's still working.
He's still working.
Oh, because we saw him the other time.
He's still working. Last Monday we had this week Monday we had a ANSEC meeting, Anambra State Executive Council meeting. Major projects were decided, major routes were awarded. You know, dualization of the beltways are going on, and the rest of that. So he's working, he's campaigning, and he's commissioning, he's flagging off. So that's and like you would say, this is an agenda with a deadline. And the work must continue.
I want to ask you.
I have, as DG, of the campaign, I have two offices.
Okay.
I must go to my office as SAG in the morning and deal with state governance matters. And then go to the campaign office. Sometimes I'm in the campaign office and things come to me at from the office of the SAG and vice versa.
Okay.
So the work continues.
The work continues.
Yes.
I want to ask, because it's important we try to earmark dates. People have complained quite a lot of things in Anambra State. I'm going to give you those complaints. People have complained about Ndi Akodo. People have complained about Ndi Nanatas. People have complained about Ndi Ocha Brigade. People have complained about Ndi Atma. There are so many complaints. government, because I know you are the heart of the government, the heartbeat of the government. Everything stops at your at their desk. Is government looking into these complaints, hoping to do something or to reform some of the ways these things are done?
Okay, I think before I come directly into that question,
Okay.
it's very important to understand that you put something in context.
Okay.
Before Mr. Governor came into office, during the campaign of the first term, this term that we're going through, across especially the urban areas, Onitsha in particular,
Yeah.
people were complaining about the menace of
Touts. Daboro.
Ndiaboro, and that the markets were being deserted by people who come from outside the state. It was a major issue. Then the governor, I remember one campaign we were at Onitsha, and they said, Mr. Governor, the only thing we want you to do for us is to solve this problem. And then we created the Anambra State Anti-Touting Squad Agency, which is SASA. SASA was charged to clear the touts. Okay? The first thing is that if it's only people who commit crime that are afraid of enforcement. Okay? And they started generally. These people are also being attacked by these touts.
Oh, the Sasa people are attacked by the touts. Oh.
So it's important to.
So it's difficult.
So you see, there is the rule of law, which every person in a very civilized society you want to go through that. But sometimes you are challenged, you are faced with a situation that nobody justifies ACUD or whatever. I can't sit here and justify that. We have looked into it. All these enforcementers, are going through training by the police, and the rest of them. And we also fire those that take the, clear laws into their hands. And I think some recent incidents, I'm sure you've picked it from the news, that the government have arrested those, if you like, enforcement agencies of this that went beyond the realm of duty, and they will face the
law.
The law. I was in Obusi when there was that issue between Sasa and the Obusi community, and they kept saying, we don't want Sasa, let them go. I said, fine. Sasa will not come into Obusi if we don't have touts. So deal with touts, as it were, because they're messing up everywhere, as it were. So it is the enforcement of those, trying to clear problems that the citizens have actually been complaining about.
And I'm aware.
And we are aware of that.
I'm aware.
We know that in every 12 there might be a
Judas.
Judas and that kind of thing. And when that happens, the state doesn't just brush it under the carpet.
Okay.
The state deals with it. So there is also a program now. I know that AVM, the special advisor to the governor on security, has been charged to ensure that these people are go through proper training. And even disengage those, we don't think they're
necessary.
That should continue. So the state is aware of that. Whether it's and let me tell you something about this Atma thing. Well, every person realizes here that our roads are, if you like, we're yet to behave well the way we drive. You see people driving one way, you find people driving recklessly. And these laws are there to put order. You can imagine, if Atma was not on the street, what kind of road do you think we'll be on? Okay? And now when you are caught breaking traffic law, we said to them, admonish, educate, admonish, and then bring down the law against people, as it were. In some cases, they just admonish people and ask them to go, depending on the level of the offense. But it's very disheartening when you find people who should know better, okay? They break the law. I will tell you, if, some people will call me, oh, Atma hired them. I say, what did you do? And they tell me, I say, no, you are not telling the truth. Atma will not stop you if you did not break the law. So you face the consequence. If they've said to you to pay the fine, just insist that you pay the fine to the government and get a receipt.
Not paying to somebody or giving anybody money.
No.
I want to ask you,
if you don't want to give, you are giving people money because you even recognize you have broken the law.
Now, let me ask you. There are those who say that these agencies ask money. They ask you, give me money. They don't even give you a government account to pay. So what do you have to say about this?
Then you insist, no, I will not pay to you. If I've broken the law, and if I've broken the law and the penalties that I pay X amount of money, I'll pay that X amount of money and give me a receipt. If they insist, no. What happens very often is that people want to compromise these
officials.
Okay, the fine is 10,000. Just give me
5,000.
I'll give you 5,000, and the rest may be. And those that are caught doing that are summarily dismissed. Dismissed on the ground. I can tell you that if people obey the law, I drive myself most of the time after work or on weekends. The roads I pass, for example, in Oka, you go through Abakaliki Road, you see policemen, you see other. I will stop. I will wind down my glass. They
identify you or identify yourself.
Or ask me questions politely, and I move on.
And people don't do that.
They don't do that.
Some, anyway.
Some people don't do that. So just obey the law. If you obey the law, you will not have any issue with people trying to extract money from you. It is when you have disobeyed the law, infringed on the law, that all these things come up.
I want to ask you, is government looking at a way to bring in some technology like Tesla? Like there are people that tell you that instead of Akodo, why don't you bring Tesla that detects metal? That is one. Some will tell you, why don't you bring something more like electric shock that can be used to demobilize somebody who is violent instead of Akodo that is more technologically driven.
All of those things will come. Remember, this thing is a learning ground. Okay, if you compare this where we were about 3.5 years ago, you couldn't walk the streets. You were in Onitsha, and I grew up in Onitsha. I know Onitsha very well, and that kind of thing. You couldn't walk some commercial, Zika, not Zika Avenue, Port Harcourt Road. I lived in Fege. I was brought up in Fege. Sometime walking from Port Harcourt Road back to my father's house in Ozobo Street, you are facing all manner of things. It hasn't stopped. It has actually gotten worse before the governor came in. So, and I think it's important to recognize that the question to us today is that has the menace of thefts
reduced?
And the answer is yes, it has reduced significantly.
Is there any prosecution? Have we any prosecution? Those prosecuted, those who are serving jail terms, because we have the laws, enabling laws.
Yes. I think, you see, because of the nature of this crime, you sometimes weigh the cost of the prosecution. You are trying to draw these people. Remember that there is the 1U2 skills program of the state. What's the point of prosecuting them when there is a program that you are asking these guys to come into? Come into 1U2 skills. We'll give you skill, we'll train you, we'll empower you so that you're no longer on the streets.
Okay, anybody arrested will be asked to come into the program.
Come into the program. There are so many things to be trained you on. We have more than 36 different skills that youth are being trained upon. So why do you wake up in the morning? All you do is to go to the streets and harass innocent people. Why don't you go and get a skill and begin to work?
All right, moving on. Let's quickly look at some of the things the governor has done that earned him that name, Oluwatoegwu. You say the name came from a market woman who looked at the governor and said, what are those things you think that the governor has done that made that market woman, anywhere she could be, to say, I went through some script. I found there was a release by the, I think, budget ministry, somebody Naka, if I can recall. That was yesterday or thereabout, where she was pointing out number of kilometers of roads awarded, number of kilometers of roads tarred, and then dualization projects going on. You've been in government for a very long time, and the question I want to ask you, all this while you've been in government, had any government, that's the question, had any government done dualization of roads in Anambra State?
The answer is no.
No government.
No government has done
in the past.
Has done dualization.
We are not doing comparison anyway. I'm just trying to be sure.
Of state roads.
State roads. That's what I'm talking about.
Roads and federal roads, because some of the dualizations are federal roads.
Remember when we talk about dualization, we're not talking about existing one.
Yes.
And you go to repair it.
Yes.
We are talking about a road that was just single road, and you came to dualize it.
The Amobia to Oga.
Okay.
Is a typical, the first one that was done. Okay. It's a federal road. That road, every year, I think one of the running mates to one of the parties, while she was in the Senate, will come and do some palliative, and it fails after one rainfall. But the governor has dualized this road from Amobia, that Amobia roundabout, to Uga. Yes, that is a federal road. But he has taken, because you see, you need to understand that there are four, in the old Anambra state, there were four towns that were designated as urban: Onitsha, Nnewi, Awka, and Ekwulobia. But Ekwulobia got lost out in the process, so focused on Onitsha, Nnewi, and Awka. Now, all the three are connected by some sort of federal roads, express roads. So you see from Awka to Onitsha, and then to a large extent Onitsha
to Nnewi.
Well, not Nnewi directly, but at least to then you veer off. But nothing was happening. Ekwulobia almost got left out in this. Now, what the governor has done is to connect these four cities now, a kind of beltway. So you are dualizing from Onitsha, from Amobia to Ekwulobia and then beyond.
Okay.
Now he's taking from Ekwulobia now down through Nobi, Oketiti to then joins the one coming from Wago to Nobi, going to Nnewi. And then that one enters, if you like, the Onitsha road. Road. Now Onitsha Awka is already dualized, and then he will also do Ekwulobia to Munza, and almost getting to the boundary, so that if you take it as it were, you're connecting to Ihal. So you do that loop, and I'm sure in time, probably in the second tenure, he might do from 33 to Otocha and the rest of them.
33 to Otocha. They have been asking, they have been begging that they want the road done.
I know, Mr. Governor. Remember,
is he going to do it? 33 Otocha Road.
I'm not the governor, but I can tell you what this pays. Because you see, Mr. Governor chaired a committee of Anambra Vision 2070.
Yes.
I was the secretary, and we envisioned Anambra 20 years from now, 50 years from then. And what he's doing now is actually, if you like, laying the foundations, and part of, most of the things there are the first few years of Anambra Vision 2070. So this is a very well thought out, deliberate development plan that is being implemented. Now, the question was, why is Mr. Governor called Oluwatuegwu? If you look at the dualization, every governor will look at it and get scared and run away. So, from that perspective alone, he ends to be called Oluwatuegwu, because it's mega money that is involved, as it were. We are to Agule Road 2 and the Nando last week.
Okay.
And somebody spoke and said the work that is here is actually frightening. To have started that road was very frightening, and therefore this man is truly Oluwatoyewu.
Okay, I want to ask you.
So, but you see, if I go in a kind of structural systematic manner, you see, when he came in as governor, it's very important to understand how this state was, to put this thing in context. For me, actually, whoever was coming into government in 2022 would have been frightened. So the fact that he took on the challenge he met, the Anambra was, the previous governor has done his best. But towards the end of the tenure, we had all manner of challenges. We had challenges of insecurity by the ECN and the rest of them. 7 local governments in the south were almost overrun. It was very frightening, as it were. Some parties couldn't campaign then. We campaigned as much as we can, as it were. The state finances were, financially stressed. Call it a kind of financial distress, because the previous government trying to grapple with all manner of things, doing the airport, the roads infrastructure were in decay. So all of that, whoever was coming would be frightened. So if you take it from that perspective of the challenges that he met coming into office,
it was
quite huge. But he had turned them round. He has restored the finances of the state to a sustainable manner. Everything he has done, he has not borrowed a penny.
He has not borrowed money.
He has not.
And when people run comparison, do you also remind them that was anything borrowed or was anything not borrowed? Because there are times people say, go to Abia, go to Enugu, that these things are done there, but why is it not done in Anambra State? Does it show borrowing come into place?
Let me say this. Borrowing in itself is not a bad thing. Okay? The governor is a supreme economist. I'm an economist too. But you don't borrow to finance consumption. You borrow by the time you are borrowing, you must be thinking about how you're going to repay this, funds. Remember that the people that are lending you this money are not lending you their hard-earned money or lending you depositors' money, and you must return it. So they are not going to go easy on you if you don't repay. And therefore, by the time, whether it is an individual or, in this case, a state government that must ensure that the finances of the state are sustainable, must be very deliberate and intentional in what am I borrowing for. If it is borrowing for consumption or to do, if you like, activities that would not yield the return in time to service those, the borrowing, you are simply putting the state in a very bad financial mess.
Okay. I want to ask you, because there were times we heard about second airports and then the industrial mishap somewhere around Umuchuku or thereabouts. And then there was also a retraction by the government. That is one. And secondly, the Inzam Road that was commissioned by the governor just a few days ago. And there had been some controversies surrounding that road. We've seen those who worked on that, Willie Obiano, saying that it was Willie that took the road from Miatanam to Nzam. We've seen those who worked on P2B saying that it was P2B that started it. They said no, it was Willie that constructed the longest bridge in that road. They said no, that there was never a road before now. It was Soludo that took that road from to Nzam. You've been there. Yes. What is the correct version of all these things? As we have heard, is there any second airport coming up at that very area that the government later retracted? Let's have your thoughts about this.
Okay, let me start with Inzam Road. That is a road I know very well because I've once driven to Inoma. Inoma is, after Inoma, you cross another community and you get to Nzam.
Okay.
And you get to Kogi.
After Inoma, you cross another community and get to
one or two communities, and then you are in Kogi.
You are in Kogi State.
Yes, so I know that road very well.
Okay,
I've been there at least twice.
Okay.
Now, I understand because I wasn't here until 2014, there is a bridge. As you come through Otuocha, there is a bridge that takes you into Anam. Okay? That bridge, I don't know who constructed it. Some people said it was Mbadinuju. Some people said it was your Obi. I don't know. Now, from the bridge to, if you like, Mmiata itself, there is a portion of it that is constructed. And I think that was done by the last administration.
Yeah.
From there to Nzam was never constructed.
Oh.
So there are portions of the road that were done before Mr. Governor came. But the stretch of that road, where, like I said, I have been on that road. And I can tell you this, in 2017 and 18, I went to Norma on invitation of the Igwe at the time to their Mo festival. It was, how do we say it, Ozonlo. When it rains, it's matchy. What do you call that kind of soil?
Clay soil.
Clay soil. Your tire would be clogged up by the clay and the rest of them. That was the road I drove from that portion where Obi not stop, which is I don't know the kilometer, but it's no less than 10-15 kilometers. I don't know. I need to Nzam. Then after Nzam, where it stopped, then there is another 1 point something kilometers or 2 kilometers to the local government. The truth of the matter, whoever tells you that road was constructed, okay, is not telling you the truth.
It was not constructed.
No, it is a road I drove into.
Okay, let's talk about the second airport because of time.
The second airport thing is this. You see, people sometimes can make me chiefs. I remember when the first airport was done, the big vision was that it was going to be an electropolis. The Chinese were going to come, would do a Guangzhou airport and the rest of them. The Chinese were not coming. In the end, the former governor decided we need to do the airport. It was going to even have an exportable. The whole of that area was going to be an aeropolis. If you like, a city that is driven by airport activities, as it were. But that has not happened. The big airport was not done to serve the, if you like, the commercial industrial area. The land is being quickly encroached upon and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And part of the land was also returned to the community, as it were. Now, Mr. Governor comes. Okay, Mr. Governor comes during the Vision 2070, mapping. How is Anambra going to expand and grow? Because the intention is to build a livable, prosperous homeland. You need to have an industrial hub, you need to have a leisure hub, you need to have a tech hub and the rest of it. Where is the land? Now, in his conversation with his predecessor, the governor has said, most of the land in the north is in Cuba because of flooding and the rest of that. So he started looking southwards. Now we have what is called Anambra Mixed Use Industrial City, okay, AMIC, and that is more than 5,000 hectares of land around that Oboji and that kind of thing. And it is being conceived as the new axis of wealth in Anambra, where industries and the state is already, we are taking part to the industrial hub. The master plan has been done. The road construction, the infrastructure will be, by the second term, we are looking, even as we speak to, we are looking for industries that will come there. Part of it is that when you bring all these things, in time there might be a need
for another airport.
In time there might be a need for another airport that serves that whole area, serves other parts of the, this one will still be there. Okay. So it's not as if, when people vision, others who want to make me chief, will make me chief.
Okay.
So if you don't conceive these things and plan for it, okay, we just develop in a very haphazard, chaotic manner. So that's what it is. Mr. Governor is focused on delivering Anambra of the future, planning Anambra of the future, carving it out. Some of these things will take 20, 30 years to come to full fruition, but he's laying the foundations. Others will hopefully come in and see the vision and the foundations that have been done. But if Mr. Governor normally will say, onye jirego na nejafia. In other words, if resources became available, why not? So many things will be done simultaneously. He's developing he has five buckets of development, and infrastructure and economic transformation is part of it. It's a key part of it, because if you don't grow your economy, where do you find the job that the youth will go into? So these are the things that, I think people who are very pedestrian in their understanding of governance and development think that governance only pales to Alu Road Nka, Idozi School Nka, Emenka. What is it that takes a country or a state to the next level?
To the next level.
It is this visioning and putting the foundations.
Is it the Dubai Taiwan people are talking about?
Yes. Well, the Dubai. You see, people thought Dubai Taiwan was skyscrapers.
Okay.
These skyscrapers will come when you have put these foundations.
Okay. These are foundations.
He's dealing with the social and. He's dealing with education. He's dealing with help. Our greatest resource is human capital.
Okay.
He's dealing with all of this, but he's also trying to imagine this. It's been, when did the Civil War end?
That was 1970.
How many years ago now?
That's about, if you look at it, about 50 something years.
55 years.
55
ago.
years.
Okay, 55 years will come like this and go. The next 55 years, if you don't intentionally and deliberately start to say, how would this state be? Okay? You end up being a chaotic ghetto.
All right, let's quickly open the phone lines, because I know people are really itching to ask you questions. They have been expecting your coming, and I know, just like you said, you'll be coming from time to time. Remember, this is Crossfire on Ojala 104.7 FM. I'm still your honorable speaker, Tony Olisa Mbeki, and I have in the studio with me Professor Solo Chukulebelo. Of course, he made us know that he is a professor of economics as well. So you should also know that. So he is telling you the vision of the state, the Dubai Taiwan has conceived the Anambra State industrial mixed industrial city, AMIC, as he talked about, somewhere around the border, about 5,000 hectares of land, where you're going to have different, both tech hub, leisure hub, industrial hub. It's going to be a metropolis with the need of maybe another airport to serve the purpose.
Yes, at the time when the time comes.
The time comes, saying that in the history of Anambra State, no state governor has dualized state roads.
Yes.
Not even federal roads. That is going on in the state as we speak. And you mentioned the roads involved.
I want to be corrected.
And
I stand to be corrected.
You stand to be corrected.
I stand to be corrected.
And saying that there are a lot of reforms going on in the issues of Child Brigade, the SASA, the Atma, and so many things. The government is looking into so many complaints people have brought before them.
And I'm also pleading with our people to obey the law.
If
you obey the law, nobody will come after you. If you obey the law. If I break the traffic law, indeed there was a priest that came to morning prayer, the lodge, the old lodge, some time ago, and he was very surprised, pleasantly surprised the way the Atma people politely dealt with him. But he ended up paying the fine.
He paid the fine. Even a priest coming to the lodge to pray for the governor, he paid fine to Asthma.
Not because he was coming. He was just narrating
how his experience
and how we are making, the effort we are making to train people properly was yielding results.
All right, we must go a little bit political. While I open the phone lines, I'm going to open the phone lines and I'm going to take you into some political tips. So hope you will abide by that. 0803 221 6973 or 0803 827 6694. The governor once said that the APC candidate has issues with his qualification. Omambokongwe Gonda Anambra State, Omang and Watalia DC will not be able to do that. These estates of Chinua Achebe, DK, Ziggs, and all that we wouldn't allow people who don't have such credentials to come and take over a state like Anambra State. And they went further to say, look at his questionable YX certificate, and said after Ndeokite, the next will be the 4J certificate. He said something like that, saying that we are done with Indokite, the enablers of crimes, and you can see it that after that we are going to also go into those that forged certificate. Would you say that was a political statement, or he was actually serious with what he was actually saying?
The governor was very clear in his statement.
Okay.
One, that people should not forge or claim what they don't have.
Oh.
Okay. Was very clear of that. And he raised a legitimate question, which I eventually issued a press conference, a press release to. The running mate to the APC candidate had filed in field qualification that showed GCS, and then a PhD. And he had raised the question, what is missing? That there was a need to clarify that. That was all he said. I was there.
You were there?
I was there.
But people are saying, is he his business?
Well, qualification is something that is also a condition for running office in Nigeria.
Okay.
And when you enter your qualifications and you go and swear on affidavit, as it were, before you submit it, then you have to be certain that what you are submitting is important. It's unfortunate that rather than respond to that, it took.
He went. Okay.
With the candidate himself, he's not questioning. The governor never questioned the legitimacy or the accuracy. It was never forged. But the fact is that yes, he completed secondary school, I believe, from DMGS here, but his results showed that it was actually a very, very poor result.
Deficient?
Very deficient. By the time you are scoring 9 in English, 9 in mathematics.
F9 mathematics, F9 English.
So he raised that question because the point is that take education. Education is a game changer in life. Okay. I'm the first generation to go to school in my place. Without education, you cannot do certain things in life. But they were saying that likes of Ibeto, likes of these Chika saying, not saying, do they have all these things to be who they are? That's the point, okay? It's very important to recognize your own strengths and your deficiencies, and then surround people
around you
who can then guide you, as it were, okay? And then it's also important to recognize where you have your comparative advantage in life and play on that wing. Governance is a very serious business.
Mafia.
Is, and so if you are successful, if Ibeto or the likes of Dangote, if Dangote comes today to say he wants to run for office and the rest of that, people will see people who have done it very well by surrounding around them people who know what they're. But when you haven't done that, and all your businesses have not, most of your businesses have failed, and every time people are screaming you are owing them money and that kind of thing, it is a legitimate question to ask. I read the social media and people are saying, oh, and that kind of thing. Those are legitimate concerns for our people to raise. And they think they are sponsored rights. They're not.
Okay.
So, but the issue of qualification is a legitimate thing in a contest. Because the it is qualification, educational qualification is a condition for vying office in Nigeria. And when you haven't met that, or you've met it but you want to claim other things you haven't achieved, then there is a legitimate question by the opposition or the people you are contesting with to raise. Okay? If you choose to take it in different direction, it's a very unfortunate thing. But it was a very simple, legitimate question that should have been responded to, and we move on.
All right, let's quickly open the phone lines. We have people who are already calling. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Morning.
What's the name and where are you calling from?
I am Chinedu.
Chinedu, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Ihala.
You're calling from Ihiala. Go on.
Having listened to the SSG or whatever, I find out that Ihala is not in the map of Anambra State. He has not mentioned anything.
In Ihiala.
For example, at Olu Road here, from Total Ihala to Dissected, for more than 4 years, we have no light, we have no water, we have not seen electricity. I am just listening to you through a radio that operates with a battery. We are not happy with him. We are not happy with the Anambra State government. No matter whatever is told, we are ashamed of APGA in Anambra State.
Okay.
And the governor.
All right, we got a point. Let's, he will address it in time. Let's take another call because we're going to take so many calls and then you address this one after the other. Good morning, you're welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Olisa Mbeki.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes, Abalagidi. Good morning to you.
Okay, Balogi, you're welcome.
Professor, good morning, sir.
Good
SSG.
morning. Good morning.
Henry, my name, from Anita GRA here.
Henry calling from Onitsha GRA. Quick one because of time. Remember, we're managing time.
Yes. You know, I said something in those days. And I still remember. That was during the Commonwealth of Nations. You know, when we were just into the membership. So I assume a membership. He said, you don't put on a between safe path that in the rich man's party. Okay?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
You don't put
a
a bedroom slippers that fits a rich man's statue. Let me get where you're coming from.
Yes, I want to know today, and Anambra would like to know. There are 3 projects that have been completed. Okay? And it looks like a rich man's party. And Anambra are putting on the 20 parts. The first city, the government house, and the first hotel project, which has been completed also. I learned through one of the radio stations that the sum of 67.something billion naira, over 67.something billion BB, was spent on that 5-story building hotel at Agwoka. Now, please, at the each time,
Make it brief. Henry, do me.
Olisa Mbeki comes in to ask for this very question.
Please, make it brief.
Person will try to avoid it. Very quick. Now, as the sector of the state, the administrative, profile of the state lies on you. Tell us how much that was spent on these 3 projects.
Okay.
Okay? We are annoyed. The verification.
I don't know if you get the question.
I got the question.
Now, tell us.
All right, thank you so much. He got the question. He will respond to your question on time. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Tony.
You are welcome. It's good to have you. Please go on.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Please go on. We can hear you. I know if you know.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Go
morning.
on, please. Good morning.
Tony, good morning.
Yes, good morning, the guests on the studio.
Thank you.
I have a question to ask.
Go on.
Yes, number one is you may mention that they are calling the governor. My name is Chimezie from Mpo.
Okay.
Mbukampo.
Yes.
They say that women are calling the governor Onwa to Egu.
Yes.
I want to ask, this road linking from Tanzania to Omoba, why has he not done it? Or are we not part of Anambra State? That is number one.
Okay.
Then number two, some time ago, the governor made mention of we are all progressive. That he is calling on all the progressives to come together and join together.
So let me ask a question that in 2017, when we will be conducting House of Assembly election, senators and the House of Reps, will it be out of contest if we vote to other progressives? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And I think the question you asked, you say that the governor has mentioned that the progressives are working together, and you are saying in 2027, will it also be out of context if other progressives are voted, since the governor has said that progressives are working together? We got that question. Let's take another one. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning this morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
All right. This is Bishop Des.
You're welcome.
Here.
Bishop Ben, calling from Awado Bosi.
Yes. I want to ask our secretary, Awada as a community, as far as I'm concerned, has more than 10,000 registered voters. And people, your men are coming to Awada one thing or the other. But none of them have ever cared to are putting one viable structure. Or one who's in Awada here where we are reside. So I want to ask the governor, what is happening in Awada? Go to Kege, go to Amaba, go to Okoko here.
Nalo Gurundo Boko, Lolonda Awada, Lolonde Omoba, if you may see Kenda Awada, if in a coa. All right, we got that. Okay.
So please, if there's anything that we have done wrong, let it be narrated. Then we are ready to amend it so that the dividends of the governance will enter inside about where we reside.
We got that. Ne melundo boko, melundo moba, melundi fege. Ne melunda wada. No melukode. Si cheki Kenya. All right. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my speaker.
You're welcome.
Good morning, our guest in the studio.
You're welcome.
I'm Prince to Elon.
Prince, you're welcome.
Okay. Please, I really thank my speaker. I thank you so much, and our guest. Just in a nutshell, mine is a complaint on those Accord of it and Usher Brigade people. So please, I would really like the guests in the studio for them to action into what is happening mostly here in the Benin local government. These people called the Usher Brigade combined with Accord, they have a place where they are staying close to the Benin local government headquarters. That road that is very that has a demarcation with the local government headquarters. That is where they have their office. They are patrolling here in Awada where we are. If anybody is patrolling his goods, like
all right, make it brief because of time. We are completely out of time. You have to make it. We have to take it away from you. We've got your complaint because of time. We have to give him time to respond to some of the questions. Thank you. You have to look at your time, and you know that the program ends by 11, and many of you are aware. So I'm just trying to extend some of these complaints because as on your fulugo, Megane. We have got so many questions there.
Yes,
I don't know how you are going to address some of them.
I'm going to try to put them into group them because out of the 5 people that phoned in, I think 3 of them were speaking on roads.
Okay.
That road construction have not gotten to them, starting with Chinedu from Ihiala. The truth of the matter is that if you put the entire Anambra state budget in one community, both the recurrent and the capital, and you want to do the roads, you cannot finish them even in one tenure. It will swallow it, the entire Anambra state budget. So I fully understand the legitimate concerns. So it's not as if I can defend the road hasn't come to you and therefore no. If you put the governor has a big map of Anambra there, okay. You see, you are trying to ensure that you touch as many communities as possible. I remember that this is just 3.5 years of his administration. When he came in, he declared the road emergency, as it were, because most roads were in very poor state. So I understand the feeling, but I'm also grateful that there are, if you take Bishop Ben, for example, who acknowledged that work has been done in Okpoko, which was a slum. It was important to turn that place around. It is now, people now refer to it as a new heaven. I grew up in Fege. I know how Fege was, as it were. I lived off, what do you call it, Mr. Lime Street, which is now been done completely. The link between Zika Avenue and Ochanja was in a mess. That's been turned around. Ochanja is now a fountain rather than a heap, as it were. A lot has also been done in Omaba and the rest of them.
The one came in now.
Yes, but we are coming. We are
Yeah,
coming.
Anabia.
The governor keeps saying, the yet if I'm not, Binsa Nesi, Akara Nesi or so. He's coming. All these things will not be done overnight. So it's to plead with our people that the governor is doing the best, using the resources we have. There are places that are really very challenging. I will tell you, sometimes when I go to some places and see the depth of, if you like, what is required to do in those places, I say, I'm from Morocco, Karap Gonu Bam.
Karap Gonu Loco.
Kaimebe Gonu, some other.
Simelundi Yala.
Well, yeah.
Yala, because I'm from Yala too.
Are you from Ihala?
I'm from Osumo.
Before But very seriously, the serious point I'm making here is that if John the Anambra question, what are your priorities? The first one will be road, the second answer will be road, the third answer will be road. Before you could be friendly also. The point is that the resources of the state
may not sustain all of them.
The governor is trying his best.
Let's take some acknowledgement from social media. You add it up here. There are some social media questions I want you to add up here. We have somebody, Amechi Chukwu-Kere, who says Ocha Brigade is doing a marvelous work in Ochanja. Since few days they are not working there because of what happened in main market. Ochanja is nearly no-go area since they left that place. Okay. Please, who do we have in the studio? Okay, we have the SSG. I have Bishop Desmond. He's saying he's watching from Awad. Of course, we've heard from you. Good morning to you, my honorable speaker. That title, Orategu, has been given to Mr. Governor is really what it is. But please, may SSG take home this advice to Mr. Governor. The governor should not hesitate to flush out the issue of insecurity in the state, unlawful harassment, extortion by Adman. So I think we have.
Yes. You have. I've dealt with it, but I'm happy that somebody has noted that since Ocha Brigade withdrew from
Ochanja. I didn't even know that.
So what I'm saying to you is that can you imagine the alternative? That these people are not there. It will be anarchy everywhere. We understand that there are some bad apples amongst them, and we are reforming them. I want to take the comment by Henry from Onitsha, the Fun City, the lighthouse that the government has, and the 5-star hotel. To start with, the 5-star hotel has not been built. It's the piling that has been done. So let me just, I don't know where he got that impression. The Fun City. I wish, Mr. Governor, I wished we had money to replicate Fun City in different parts of the state. It's important to understand that Anambra for a very long time was a departure lounge. People would go to Asaba to go and have fun, or as far as even Abo, Lagos and the rest of them. Today is Saturday. Come to Fun City today or tomorrow and see what is going on. Fun City is employing our people, employing lots of young men and women and the rest of them. Fun City is not money wasted. It is to signal that Anambra is now a tourist and
we are completely out of time. I'm giving signal that we need to leave.
The progressives working. Do I continue?
Just a statement so that we complete.
The progressive working. I wish in this election that the progressive parties have known that the progressives are working together and come to see how they can cooperate with Mr. Governor, who has been doing very well.
Okay.
2027 will come out.
Yeah, final statement. What are you telling to the Anambra and that to vote?
Because if not when the Anambra buying, it may be not the market so anyway. Because the Anambra buying, in alone for listening to this program. Mr. Governor, Unumaka buying the Kobata na March 2022. He's done without borrowing a penny, without interrupting, burdening the state with borrowing. Unafugi formel in Obatalo, try insecurity. Today, insecurity the better than banning. So, Kaluto the Mbon. Schools there were a number of schools without teachers. Obatalo, employer 8,115 teachers and so on and so forth. So, and the so Mr. Governor may go so much with little resources and without borrowing that no deserve Kenya they might continue into the second tenure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Solu Chukwulebelo, the Secretary to the Government of Anambra State and the DG Soludo Ibezi Campaign Organization. Thank you so much for your time, and that's much we're gonna take this very morning. We also appreciate those of you that listen, and we brought into the time of the next program How to What. Please, we are completely sorry. In fact, I is sorry. I'm an autotonimun nature for the next program. Thank you so much. My name is Tony Olisa Mbeki. We're gonna do this next week, and do have a wonderful weekend.